from a galaxy far, far away.
And a bookshelf straight out of the 90s.
From Thrawn to Dantooine.
And everything in between. This is Legends Look Back.
Well, hello, guys. Here at YOUTINI, we've been trying to figure out some things, specifically Legends Look Back. You know, we've had the same brand, the same thumbnail for a couple years. Trying to figure out what to do with the new one, so I need your help. If you were to capture 90s nostalgia in a visual bottle, what imagery would you use? I know you're creative. I know you have some good ideas. So what is the most 90-ish, 90-esque, and Legends-y images that you think deserve to be part of our new logo brand stuff? How about you guys? Y'all have any ideas?
I've always loved the inside of a Pizza Hut from the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that was a good time.
The like stained glass chandeliers that they had. I really liked those.
Casper the Friendly Ghost toys.
Oh, man. Yeah.
And stickers that glow in the dark. I still have them.
Pizza Hut Reading Club for the win.
Glow-in-the-dark stars. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in like a real
The
Lisa
Pizza Hut Reach
Frank
Club.
mood lately. Where, like, I found these like cookies at Target that were Lisa Frank, and I took a picture intending to send it to the Discord, and classic Emily, I forgot. But I will send it. I'll drop it. But man, Lisa Frank.
I'm impressed you know what Discord is.
Discord is? Listen, I've got a lot of different people that want to contact me, and I try to be invisible most of the time. It's hard to keep up, and I apologize. It's hard
the
being
paparazzi,
so
I know.
popular.
Yes.
You just need one of those Sith Lord hoods. They'll never know.
They'll
who you
never
are.
know.
Right?
yeah.
I wish that was like do not disturb, and it just sent like a picture of like. Wouldn't that be great?
I just think about Kermit the Frog with his hood on. All right, back to the 90s. Rick,
Yes.
I've always loved. There's a technical name for it, and I've forgotten what it is because I'm spitballing here.
Galactic
There's
purple.
this atomic purple.
Okay,
atomic
there we
purple.
go. Atomic
yes,
purple.
that's
Almost
that's
there.
the see-through purple. We do the purple in case you can't see. We live in the purple dimension here at Legends Look Back. But there's a swoosh. There's like this branding. It's a light blue.
It's like the Solo Cup or something,
wave. Yes.
I'm
You know
just
what I'm talking
picturing
about?
Wildberry Pop-Tarts right now. That's the only thing I
You
can
would
see.
see
in
them
my
Oh.
head.
on like an old
Wildberry
4Runner.
Pop-Tarts aren't bad, though. Like, that right there could be it. That could be the backdrop for the whole thing. That's my favorite Pop-Tarts.
May or may not be my favorite as well.
Yeah, seriously.
I think we're going for a lot of nostalgia. Right?
Yeah.
Nostalgic colors, a lot
All right.
of oranges, color
The
blocking.
best way-
Color
Ooh.
blocking.
Oh yeah, color
yeah.
blocking.
My favorite way to describe it is somewhere between a 90s Taco Bell and a bowling alley.
Yes.
That's the sweet spot. That's the sweet spot
That's
for
it.
me.
Minus
Bowling
the smell.
alley. I associate. Oh, the smell is actually. I kind of like. The
Hasn't
smell
that like
of
a
the
McDonald's, like,
dusty bowling alley?
Indoor play place. You know that like smell? It kind of smells like toe jam.
No,
Little bit.
Nope, not that
No?
one.
No, we're not going there.
Okay.
You're bringing Rick back to his that ranch gross
Yeah.
out feeling that he
That
had.
was different. he leaves the stream.
Rick has left the stream.
Audio.
Uh-oh.
No,
only.
sorry. I'm still here.
That's awesome.
I was worried that you were having ranch flashbacks.
You know,
No. I did have more wings for lunch for supper, though, and I was like, they should be glad that I'm getting this out of the way now. You know, I did it for you guys, so.
I just love that you called it supper. It's adorable.
What?
It's such a southern thing. No one else uses that word. Like
Supper?
in any other
What really?
I don't
area
use
of the
supper.
country. No.
You don't use supper?
No.
Not even sure what time of day supper is. Is that before or after dinner?
It's dinner. It's a synonymous.
Well.
We're getting off track. The
Well.
good news here
Look
is
at
we
that.
we do have a prototype new Legends Look Back logo. This is not like the 100% final stamp of approval yet.
Yes.
Necessarily. However, I love it, and I'm really happy with where it's evolving to.
Oh, yeah.
And we're gonna unveil an early sneak peek here.
Oh, yeah.
On the Legends Look Back live stream. Therefore, if you are an audio listener, let me just paint the picture. It's really rad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Here we go. Right now.
yeah. Unveiling
Why is this button not working?
The red button.
any minute now. Any minute, we're gonna get one of those classic Star Wars wipes. There it is.
Yes.
Woo! It does need more Taco Bell, but I'm digging it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you can actually faintly see the little swoosh thing that I'm talking about in the very background.
Yes, I
Yeah.
see it. I see it.
Yeah,
The
like
one that-
those cups. It was those cups that you
Yes.
used to get in like food courts.
Yeah, the Dixie cups.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh,
like
the food
college
courts,
student
yeah.
centers.
You'd also
Okay, I
see
get
them
it
on
now.
trucks, like a truck from that era. You would see like that swoosh on the truck.
Well,
Or-
Freddie, I don't know about that, but I definitely need one of those trucks now.
Or church buses still today.
No way, really?
Uh-huh.
What?
Oh, cool. A 90s church bus.
No. Not 90s, 2020s church bus. They still are choosing to go with this swoosh as a design choice, but that's a different conversation.
Swooshes.
A big. We get some great comments here in the
Iconic.
chat from the friendly gamer. You should add like a Nick splat or something. We have discussed that. We can't be too derivative.
Yeah, we can't
of,
put
you
like
know, a
a
major franchise.
a Power Ranger helmet on here. I don't know if that's acceptable,
Ooh.
but it'd be cool.
Would be cool.
Yeah, we'll see if Youtini ever expands to like broader pop culture. We
This-
could do a Legends Look Back will evolve into just a general '90s nostalgia show. Freddie, you and I could do like a one of those rewatch podcasts of Rocket Power.
Oh,
Boogity boogity.
we arrived
Dude.
on a mission.
Dude, that's what this. I was just about to say. That's what this Legends word, like that font, reminds me of Rocket Power, 100%.
It reminds me of like
you're
old school Nerf as well.
Oh yeah, that could be. Yeah, but I feel like I need to put my bicycle helmet on or something right now, and just get ready to go do something dangerous. I don't know.
I like the idea of a Nick
That's
splat.
right.
I think that's
Nick Splat.
I love
right
that.
up the alley.
That would
It's better
add
than a
like
You
Rick
are right,
Splat.
Freddie. Rick Splat.
Oh.
You are right, Freddie, that this is based off of the Nerf logo. The 90s Nerf logo is one of the 3 design ideas that I sent to our designer.
Nice.
Yeah, nailed it, Freddie. You nailed it like you just... It's like you just threw a touchdown with one of those balls that has a tail.
And it whistles. Yeah. I know.
You know what else? Whistles. This episode of Legends Look Back. Let's try a different segue. Ready? Rick, you said, I'm going to do something dangerous. You know what else is dangerous? This episode of Legends Look Back. All right, team me up one more. One more good segue. Ready? Rick, would you just please start the show?
All right.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Legends Look Back, proudly part of the YOUTINI Podcast Network. This is a Star Wars books podcast for people who like to sit in lawn chairs made from those tiny deflated garden hoses that left the little lines all over your body. Where we celebrate our rich EU history as well as dive into lesser-known Star Wars classics. I'm your host, Jared Mays, and I am joined by my legendary co-hosts, the one and only Freddie C.
There's probably a lot of other Freddy C's, but I am definitely one of them. So Jared, I'm not sure if you can see this. This looks like, like I'm cosplaying as the Death Star. I feel like.
Oh.
I thought maybe you were just like buckled in with a seatbelt or a harness.
Or
in your chair.
suspenders. Rocking the suspenders.
Yeah. It feels like it's got 2 pockets. Kind of interesting. It's for the Return of the Jedi. It's in celebration, which I wore
Cool.
to Star Wars in concert, which was
awesome.
crazy. First of all, I'm not going to show the graphic yet. I'll get there. But it was I was expecting them to just play the music, right? It was a symphony. I was expecting them
right.
to just play the music of Star Wars.
A concert.
And of course, with respect to the movie. And of course, they had a nice projector there, and they were playing. They had some scenes beforehand, and then they started. And it was, of course, the crawl, and then we kept going, and we kept going. And I was like, wait a minute, we're watching the whole movie, aren't we?
Oh my gosh, dude.
So got to see the entire movie with a live symphony.
Wow.
And it was to the point where you would forget that they were playing, and you would look down, and of course, like that, they're making, staccato notes, and it was fascinating.
Did they do the Ewok music?
They did. They did. I was hoping for, it was the Disney version, of course, and there was a lot of new stuff. It wasn't McClunky, unfortunately. That's A New Hope, but
Yeah.
I got this shirt or this jacket, and this is what kind of peeves me. I think you might know already.
Yeah, those are not. That's the wrong band.
It's the wrong.
We're looking
band.
at it. We're looking at a shirt of the modal nodes when it should be instead the Max Rebo band.
Yeah.
We where's my rebooty on that shirt? You know what I'm saying?
And of course, I had to get something, and I looked at everything. I was like, the modal nodes, I guess, but I'm not wearing
It's still
it.
a cool
I'm not
shirt.
wearing it, guys.
It's pretty cool though.
But it is cool. I love it. Modal nodes.
Yeah, and that shirt is Droopy McLame. I'll tell you that much. You know who's not Droopy McLame? In fact, her hat is Droopy McRad. That is Emily Daybeck. How are you?
I am doing quite well. So my husband went to this like Red Bull pit stop thing for Formula One racing. So those of you that like it, if you know, you know. And he like changed out a tire like they do on these Formula One races. And it's really fast. And he did his best, as he always does. And turns out he won like the fastest time. So he came home with like all
That's
this
so
Red
cool.
Bull swag. So I got this hat.
That's nice.
He said I
was
could pull
thinking,
off the flat bill. So I'm leaving it to you. What do you think?
can.
Emily,
It's very
first
rocket
of all,
power.
I'm pretty sure that is a false story, and what it was is one of those people who are always trying to reach out was Max Verstappen,
Oh my gosh.
and he sent you everything, just trying to get your attention.
Well, that would be a very Freddie C story. I'm not that cool, but my husband is. So he came
How
home
cool
with
is
this
that?
backpack that's like, I mean, let's be real. It's like Alpha Tauri, which is not everybody's favorite, but it's still a really cool backpack. And then this
Yeah.
sick water bottle that like sheens. So I normally don't have anything to show. It like it's hard to tell because it like kind of glows, but you can't really tell
Yeah.
with these lights. Anyway, I just thought it was
Wow.
really neat, and it was the coolest
How
thing
much
that
Red
happened
Bull
this
have you
week.
had today?
That
Yeah, have you drank a lot of Red Bull today?
No, he only came back with one Red Bull. It's like what is this?
just
Like I got
just
more
for
Red Bull on my
everybody-
ultra marathon than he did on this like Red Bull pit stop thing.
That's crazy. Just to give
My
everybody,
grandma used to be addicted to Red Bull, which is funny.
I used to be as well.
Really?
That's a
I love
different
Red Bull.
story.
Oh my gosh.
So for those who don't know, just make it quick. Red Bull is like right now the king of F1. They weren't.
Yeah.
They came out of nowhere, and they're just slapping everybody silly. And for Emily to have that hat, it's definitely the one of the best ones. Good job,
It's
Emily.
legit.
For
I
your
actually
husband.
was thinking like the air racing because Red Bull does a lot of like air racing
yeah.
stuff too. So that's what I was thinking. Like, oh, cool.
No, that's Corin
But-
Horn.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry. I mean, it would have had a Legends connection. So
it would have.
Wow. Well, the only one who was also wearing a hat, but it's not quite as cool as Emily's hat, but it is cool. And in fact, I want one and want to buy it, but haven't yet, is our producer, Rick Grace, wearing said hat. How are you, Rick?
I am said hat wearing, and yeah, I'm good. I've got a YOUTINI.
What's that mean?
YOUTINI. I don't know.
Oh,
It's just a
YOUTINI.
cool
I don't
word.
get it.
Okay.
I've also got a mug with YOUTINI on it. So pretty
Oh,
good.
look at you.
Cheers, Rick.
I've never seen
I've got
that
my
before.
my YOUTINI
Yeah.
pint glass. Go over to youtini.com/merch to get yourself
Oh, nice.
some YOUTINI merch. There you go.
Yeah. Hey, there's a shirt. Yeah.
You can't
We're
really
just
tell. but
covered in
I am.
swag. Yeah.
Swagged
I'm gonna
up.
go. I have an
Swag
old
City.
school sticker somewhere.
Oh, there's a
Um,
drip.
Not to dish, is that the word? Not to have critique about your husband's story with the Red Bull thing, but it made me think. Question: did your husband have to pay to be at this event or to participate in this tire changing thing?
No.
Okay, then theory ruined. You're good. I was worried that it was like you go to the zoo and you pay to feed the giraffes.
Oh, pay to win.
Sure.
And it's no, pay to do someone else's job. Because like,
no.
hold on, he paid to go change someone's tire, like
Yeah, that's a great con right there. That's
yeah.
Tom Sawyer.
But I mean, seriously, you go to the
I
zoo.
said Tom Sawyer. Tom Sawyer.
No,
level
okay,
stuff
so
right there.
Formula One, for those of you who don't know, are these like giant, like inflatable tube things. They look crazy. I've never held one, but Mike could probably tell you all about it. But it's just one like big screw. Instead of like all those different lug nuts, it's like you
Yeah.
throw the whole thing on and then you go zzz, and that's it.
Yeah.
Wow,
So
okay.
like I think he did
I
it in
don't
like
know.
8 seconds or something like that.
Yeah,
maybe
the
less.
fastest I want to say, I don't know the number, but it was just recently. It was like 1.8 seconds for the entire
cow.
change from car to come in, change everything, and then for it to leave. It's
crazy.
fast.
When I was a teenager, one of my like weird life dreams, potentially, like maybe one day I'll do this, would be to be on a NASCAR pit crew. Like I wanted to be. I wanted it to be the change the tires guy.
Nice.
See,
Yeah.
I my fastest change. I have a broken driver's side window on my car that hasn't been
I thought you were
repaired.
going to describe
in
like a
about-
diaper change or something.
That's fair. I haven't fixed this car problem in like probably 3 years, and I'm sure it's an easy fix. Instead, I just go to the drive-thru and like open my door, and they always freak out and they're like, "Don't rob me, bro." And I'm like, "No, I'm just don't have a fixed window." So I'm definitely not quick change of anything.
That's actually more difficult than you think, by the way. You have to take the whole door frame off.
Not this one. It's a couple bolts. Like I said, I've looked up all the YouTube and looked at the schematics. It's not too bad if it's just the button.
Welcome to Mechanic Talk with
Yeah.
Rick and Freddie C.
Yeah, sorry.
Hey, that reminds me. Tomorrow I've got to fix my fence if anybody wants to help out. And I'm hoping that while I'm doing so, I'll be brainstorming some ideas for our next episode of Legends Look Back because we've got a show coming up next week. A partnership with the Living Force. We're doing a little crossover event called the Yoda Years. We're going to do a Yoda-centric crossover
gosh.
episode. And Emily's seeing the logo for the first time, even
Yeah.
though it's been batting around the behind-the-scenes channels for the last week.
you do if I sing out of tune?
That's actually kind of a good Yoda voice for that
If
song.
I'm not here to react strongly, why am I here?
Yeah, that's fair.
That's a great point. To wear red hats, apparently. Gonna upstage Freddie and Rick on that one.
That's awesome.
And so, yeah, we're gonna do this kind of in celebration of the fact we got Yoda Dark Rendezvous, very massively underrated Yoda Legends book being re-released next week with the Essential Legends collection, and gonna talk about everybody's favorite Little Green Frog Man. Unless it's the Empire Strikes Back novelization, in which case he's blue. He's blue. If you know, you know.
Yeah,
So-
I got you.
Dabba dee dabba die.
Yep. Oh, Freddy has gone. Did he get raptured? Oh no, okay, there he is.
No, I was looking for my
He
Dark
came from
Rendezvous.
the-
It's just around here somewhere.
Just about to say, how did we miss it?
The Dark Rendezvous that you bought with me at the thrift store that one time,
Exactly.
Freddie.
That's the one I was looking
Nice.
for.
That is
somewhere.
a beautiful book. It's like possibly the best conditioned Star Wars book I have in my entire collection. And I mailed Rick in one gigantic box full of books that day of the fun books that we found.
Oh yeah.
That particular adventure. And in fact, Freddie, you were talking about your Return of the Jedi in concert. We've got one of those Star Wars in concerts happening here in my hometown.
Oh.
In September, the very day that I'm supposed to come visit you. So,
course.
the sacrifices we make
Decisions.
for friendship. I know. All right, we're going to talk about some little legendsy memes that we've seen floating around the internet for a little bit because we're let's be honest, behind on our reading, and we need to talk about some legendsy stuff, and we got some silly stuff to talk about tonight. But first, there was some stuff that when I saw it, I said, "There's no way we can't talk about this on the podcast." It's not like the podcast needs to be all memes all the time, but we're gonna have some memes right now. Rick, tell the good folks about the meme that you sent me earlier today.
Okay, I was just innocently like scrolling Facebook as one does, or whatever social media platform of your choice, and I saw this basketball meme, and I was just taken back. Like, what am I looking at? It took me a few seconds to like. I thought it was like the genie from Aladdin for a while, and then I realized that this is a Star Wars meme and a sports galaxy, and I give you heir to the Empire. And I didn't make this. It's been around, but
I think it was Brian Ward, if I am not mistaken. I'm
Wow.
looking it up right now. I want to give proper credit.
yeah.
Look at those
That's
guns.
awesome.
But it is so cool. Like Michael Jordan and his body with Thrawn, I'm guessing, is what's going on here, and it's intense. It is intense.
It's very
And
nice.
very believable. I would, yeah. I want to see that. What's the movie called? Help me out.
What, Heir to the Empire?
Nope. Disney.
Space Jam.
Space Jam. Yeah.
Space
I want to
Jam.
see that Space Jam Star Wars crossover with Michael Jordan Thrawn. That would be fun. So
I love
Yeah.
Space Jam.
I don't like Space Jam. but
Everybody. Something
it's
like
okay.
that, right?
Yeah. Proper
Yeah.
credit to Brian Ward for this.
Brian
This
Ward,
kind of
okay.
originated from the sense that there's a rumor circulating that the Filoni movie is going to be called Heir to the Empire. Which,
Yes.
who
Yes,
saw that
yes.
coming? And not
Heir
me.
to the Empire?
Well, I thought about making a meme with like long-haired Thrawn from that Yoda comic or the Thrawn comic, where he's got the hippie hair. And I thought about memeing that up, making it into like one of those 90s book cover photoshops that people do. But I didn't. Instead, we're showing off this one. I do love basketball, though. Speaking of the 90s book Photoshop covers, I saw one, and it's so good that we've got to show it off on the show. This is the cover for if the Mando Season 3 finale episode was made into a 90s EU book cover. This is from Star Wars Font on Twitter using Hugh Fleming art. Hugh Fleming is a famous, Star Wars artist. He commissioned this. This was commissioned by someone to do for Star Wars by Hugh Fleming. I'm getting all the details confused here. Hugh Fleming made this for the Australian theatrical release of Mandalorian Season 3 finale.
Oh, okay.
And then somebody, Star Wars Font on Twitter, converted this into a 90s EU book cover. So, Rick, we got this one?
Yeah, give me a second. I thought it was going to work.
We're looking for it.
No.
We're looking for it. Rick's
ready.
looking for the memes. There it is.
Oh,
I
man.
mean-
I haven't seen this close up, and it's spot on.
That is so spot on.
That is
What?
right.
What is the formula? We need to. What is the
Okay,
Formula
okay,
One
hold
for a
on.
Legends book?
We got to contact Star Wars Font, see if they've got a template we can play with.
I mean, you got to
This-
have.
I just can't figure
Faces?
out why the 2000s, the early 2000s, had the photorealistic heads just floating around, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like the Depa Balaba deep. What do you call it, Jared?
Death
The
glare.
deadpan stare.
Deadpan stare. Yeah.
But this is it. This is, in my opinion, what a Star Wars book looks like, and someone clearly understands that. It's
got it all.
dramatic.
It's got a color like palette that
Hue.
is hue. I love Bo-Katan profile.
Yeah.
That's so fitting.
It's powerful.
The main protagonist and mostly full body, and then a few other characters are there but smaller.
Yeah, smaller
And then,
characters. I think
of
that helps a
course,
lot.
We've got the ship.
The N1, yeah.
That
And,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
I think it helps that there's a little bit of a glow. I appreciate that Apollo Creed, what's his name? Carl Weathers
Yeah.
is look. I've been watching those Creed movies lately. Those are really rocking.
I'm going to be talking about the Apostles' Creed on Sunday, and I keep
No,
thinking
come on.
Apollo
All right.
Creed.
Anyway, he's it's great that he's kind of looking off this way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it works. All right, so these are great. Gotta love the Legends memes around the internet. Let's be honest. In a universe where the most recent book was published 10 years ago, we got to talk about stuff like memes because it's all we got. It's what we've got. Okay, that's breaking Legends news. Somebody made a meme. All right, we had 2 really good memes in 1 week. Breaking news. I mean, spectacular, cutting-edge stuff. Also, a couple of YOUTINI projects in the works, of course. We had the YOUTINI Academy released recently, and I'd love everybody to jump in and check out the Legends chapter and talk to us about how we did there and what you might want to see. What you might want to see us updated or improve upon in the future. So keep your eye out for that. Also, we mentioned that the 4 of us recorded a Patreon special. We recorded a behind-the-scenes commentary on A New Hope. The 4 of us got together for 2 hours last week, and we watched an old-school Star Wars movie. And, well, Rick and I had a big debate, and I was right, and I won.
Oh, right.
So,
I forgot about that.
That's a big
But
one.
I didn't...
I'm surprised. So here's the thing. Listeners, anyone who's watching right now, if you haven't gone, and I'm not trying to pitch this as we need more money. If you have not gotten into the debate yet, I think it's a pretty hot debate. If you recall the green or black dress, I don't remember which color it was. Doesn't matter.
It's blue.
This one's bigger.
Yeah.
This one's bigger.
I have the receipts. I'm ready to continue the discussion.
Yeah, let's
So,
keep it going in Discord, maybe.
Yeah.
That's great. So it revolves around Han Solo's famous line to Luke Skywalker, right before Luke goes off in the Battle of Yavin. Han turns to Luke and says, right before Luke walks off, he says, "Hey kid, good. May the Force be with you."
There it is.
Rick.
He says, "May May the force be with you. And so what is the tone of said statement?
Mhm.
That's what's in question.
Yeah.
We don't have to solve it right here tonight because let's be honest, we already did, and I was right. But anyway,
if you
check
want
that one
to
out.
if you want to admit that Harrison Ford made an acting lapse, then sure, we can say you're right. But it's on you, man. It's on you.
Those are some big guns coming out of. Sorry, not to be inappropriate there. Those are some big words coming out of Rick's mouth.
Woof.
Yeah. So we'll see. I think. Ooh, this is tough.
Yeah.
Emily.
Freddie's afraid to insert himself. It's such a hot debate.
It's hot.
It got really heated. It really
I
did.
gotta
It
look
wasn't
at the
heated.
facts.
Like,
I gotta look at the facts, and Rick says he has facts, but I don't know.
yeah,
I haven't seen the facts yet.
they're not very strong. I'll tell you that. But they don't disprove my theory.
But you
and
know
so,
what? There's debate, right? We have to look at the script and see what kind of tone it's going for there. But if it doesn't have it, when whatever we see in I don't know, honestly.
I want to do
it's
like
a hot
frame
debate.
by frame breakdown.
Let's do it. Next week on the show. All right. Let's pull some frame by frame. So go check that out. The Patreon watch party that we did.
Emily-
Also, what? Emily's shaking her head. What? You don't want to have the argument all over again?
I am steering clear of this.
I thought you were about to say, I would rather die.
I would rather die.
You
Okay,
can be the moderator next week.
There
we'll
you
get
go.
into it another day.
That's not the only fun Patreon bonus thing that has happened behind the scenes. In fact, last night, Jacob, Anthony, and I did a Patreon bonus live stream. In fact, if you've missed it, it's still there, and you can go back and watch it. We talked all about like the ins and outs of Star Wars collecting. We dove deep on single-issue comics, on Funko Pops, and I don't want to spoil it or anything, but Anthony has perhaps the most impressive Lego set I've ever seen. The kind of Lego set that when I told my wife about it, I was like, hey, Father's Day's around the corner, and Anthony has this. She did this. Like, it was the biggest eye roll I had ever seen. Like, you had better dream a different dream kind of an eye roll. Anyway, Anthony has a great Lego set, and you want to see it. And that's over there on Patreon as well. What else from the YOUTINI goings on? Anything else we've missed? I feel like there's something big that I'm neglecting to mention. Who knows?
Well, I mean, there's Lost Tribes of the Sith coming soon. That's
right.
That's coming.
Hopefully
Oh.
2 weeks out on that. We need to chat about it after the show and nail down our final read date. That's right.
Yeah, didn't we get? Isn't there
Now
an
that Emily's
ELC?
daughter relinquished control
ELC
on her Kindle.
Yes.
Yes. She snatched
Yeah.
it away and hid it. And I found it, and we're good to go.
Oof.
It was a
That
good
is
hiding spot, I hear, too.
So stressful. Like, I hate when I lose my stuff, especially like my Kindle or like my headphones, something that I use every day. It's not fun.
It's like hard. It's rare that I lose something, and it's almost
Mm-hmm.
always it was where I put it, and it either like
Yeah.
fell and is nearby, or someone else took it and like ferreted it away. And that
Have you ever
that's
lost
what
yourself
happened.
to the music, though?
Or
That hat, it really works.
or the
I'm, like,
vibrations
feeling this.
of the Talanda Till. Have you ever?
Oh my gosh,
We're gonna get there, Rick.
we are. We're
Someone's
getting there.
I pick it up, good vibrations. Okay. Anyway.
Well, I'm glad that Emily found her Kindle because
Yes.
let's face it, it's getting to be summer vacation season, and I don't know what all of your summer vacation plans are. I don't have a ton lined up for my particular summer because we've gone all in on the homestead situation here and have critters coming out of every single corner of the property, and 2 million more well on the way. And so I don't know. But in the past, personally, the summer family vacation has always been as soon as school is out, we go to the beach. Go to the beach, let's go get away. You know what I'm talking about? And so with summer right around the corner, it means one thing. It's time to kick back into said garden hose lawn chair, grab something cold to drink, preferably a Surge, because this is Legends Look Back, or a Tang. Tang would be
Vault.
good.
How about some Vault?
I don't even know
Or
what that
Orbit
is.
with the waxy bubbles in there that you would drink.
Oh, yeah. How about Fruitopia? That's a good one.
Oh, Fruitopia. Yeah.
Yeah, Vault was early 2000s. It was like an energy drink, like in a Coke
I remember Vault.
bottle.
I
Yeah.
remember Vault, yeah.
My favorite was the
Anyway,
Halo 3
you can-
Mountain Dew. but that was like,
Oh
much
yeah,
Whoa.
game fuel, game
Deep
fuel.
pool,
Oh,
man.
yeah. I had
Hey,
that.
they've got
I had
this new
those like
mountain.
stashed in my closet for years. I liked it so much. I bought many cases and I had them, and I would pull
What
them
else
out
do you
for
have
special
stashed in your
occasions.
closet, Emily?
What'd you say?
What else do you have stashed in your closet?
You don't need to ask these questions.
More-
that you
more flat
don't
billed
know the
hats?
answer. You don't know the answer.
That's fantastic. Probably a lot of guns.
Yeah.
Knowing your husband, a lot of guns.
Like I said.
Well, or blasters in Star Wars. They're blasters. Well, they actually now have bomb pop flavored
What?
Mountain Dew.
Oh yeah,
which
that's right.
I'm excited
Mhm.
to
I'm
try.
gonna
Bomb Pop
check
is a
that
big thing
out.
right now.
They call it a blast of summer Americana.
Bomb.
Okay.
Bomb pop.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Aren't you
it's
trying to
the
get
red, white, and
wholesome
blue.
now? What's going on?
It's the red, white, and blue popsicle that tastes
Yeah.
like the same
Tastes like
flavor,
America.
no matter which.
Tastes like freedom.
Listen, I'm all for the Second Amendment, but this is getting a little much. If we're naming our beverages and
this has been a
desserts
thing since like,
after explosives,
Bomb
like
Pops
what
are
is that a
way
deal?
This is old.
retro.
This is old.
Think
This
of
was-
the children, okay?
Rick, this was named way before all of us were born. This was probably
Okay,
like
okay.
50s or longer. So
Yeah.
All right, okay.
I love me a good bomb pop.
me too.
Hey, we've got a
But
a
still,
burger
yeah,
place
you're
in
right.
town. They give bomb pops for dessert. Isn't that cool?
That is cool.
Nice.
Well,
That's,
so-
what's that candy that like explodes in your mouth?
Pop rocks.
Pop rocks. Yeah.
Machine Gun Rocks.
I was gonna say gushers.
What a weirdly
Gushers,
violent
they-
episode. This is
They
turning
make your
out to
teeth
be.
implode is the problem. Yeah, let's reel it back. Start it over. Summer's right around the corner, and that means only one thing. It's time to kick back in your favorite. What, Rick?
I have some Legends news that we forgot. We can't
Okay,
go.
hit
We
it.
can't go ahead.
Hit it, Rick.
Isn't there like a wave of ELCs coming out this week or came out this week?
Next week. Yeah,
Next
We've
week.
got. We've talked about it so many times on the show.
That's why I
Yoda
was like,
Dark
has that
Rendezvous.
happened now? Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, it's next week.
That's
Yoda
one we
Dark
already said.
Rendezvous,
Yes. Okay.
And there's one of the Republic Commando books and
Yeah,
Dawn
yeah.
of the Jedi.
I remember
Yeah.
this now. Sorry. Move on.
No, it's good. I mean, it's more relevant because it's next week.
Okay. So Tuesday. There's Tuesday the release.
It's
'Cause
not too
books-
late to put your pre-orders in, folks. That's right.
yes. Yeah. Something
That's
like that.
right. Here's my problem with the ELCs. I'm behind.
Yes.
Yeah. So behind.
on collecting
so
them.
behind.
I think 2 waves behind. Tom
Like
from
4
Del Rey.
waves.
Tom said that they're not going out of print. They're going to continue to reprint them. They're not limited runs, so we don't have to worry.
Nice.
All right.
And I said, nice try.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and then what if they fix like the cover like overlap issue? You know.
Shh, don't talk about that.
Now
So-
I want the ones that have the overlap.
So
you, know?
you got a response from Tom about that. I've been asking about Truce at Bakura, and I've got a lot of unreads.
Crickets over
They
here.
did make the Ruins of Dantooine April Fool's joke.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah.
There's
That was for you,
Maybe-
Jared. That was.
I thought it was for you, but okay.
Oh man.
Maybe we're going alphabetical. They just haven't got to the T's yet. That's probably
Yeah,
it.
that's it.
Sure.
for sure it.
Yes. New ELC is right around the corner. And one more time.
Yoda.
Summer is right around the corner, and that means only one thing. It's time to kick back in your favorite garden hose lawn chair, grab something cold to drink like Bomb Pop Mountain Dew, lather up in ranch dressing, sunscreen, and, and sink into your favorite Legends book. We're going to play a little game inspired by one of my happiest Star Wars memories personally, because let's be honest, it's all about me. Yeah, so when I was a teenager, a friend of mine, Donovan Fox, lives right down the road. Shout out to Donovan. Donovan
Hey.
loaned me.
Good
Yeah,
guy.
Rick knows Donovan. Donovan loaned me Darth Bane, Path of Destruction, and I
Nice.
took it with my family on vacation, and I read that entire book,
What a book.
from the beach. And since then, I've thought to myself,
Orbalisks.
is Darth Bane a good beach read?
Uh,
Beach reads in the world of reading, it's a whole thing, right?
Yeah.
And so that brings up the question, what is a good beach read? We've got 4 criteria tonight. We're going to play a little game. The criteria, and everybody in the chat, you are welcome to participate as well. What makes a good Star Wars book to take on vacation? So I want to hear, what is your reasoning for the books that you're choosing? Like, what do you think? You want like something light and breezy? Do you want something hot and sweaty? I don't know. What are different criteria for a Legends book? A book you've read before, a book you haven't read before. What's your book? What's your reasoning? What's your vacation spot? Where are you going? Where do you like to kick back and read on when you can get away from the job? And and from home, from the stresses of life. And finally, what's your format? How do you like to experience your books on vacation, specifically on the beach? Emily, you're almost entirely Kindle. Let's start with you. Where are you at with all this, Emily? What's your Legends Beach read?
All right, so my number one pick is something I'm reading right now. And sometimes when the kids are active and you're tired and you need kind of like an upper, right? You need something that's kind of high energy that gets you back into doing whatever cool adventure you're doing over the summer. And my choice for that reason is Darth Maul Lockdown. And I know we've talked about this a lot. I think it is a very impressive audiobook. I'm listening at times 2 speed right now, and it is very reasonable. It just is like really intense and like dramatic, and there's always something going on. Like I'm never like falling asleep during the book. Yeah, so like sometimes I don't want a relaxing
quite
book.
the pick.
Sometimes I want something a little more high speed, and something I can't put down. So that's why I'm choosing Lockdown.
Wow. All right, that is a crazy pick. Here's why. Here's the scene that I'm imagining, Emily. You're a mom. You're a wholesome mother. You have high morals, and you're responsible. I'm imagining you with your husband, children, maybe some friends. Maybe I'm invited. I don't know. You're kicking it back. You got yourself something light to drink. Obviously, like a PBR, something that's a nice beachy drink. You're kicking it back. The kids are building sandcastles. There's some kids on boogie boards out in the ocean, and here you are reading about eviscerations.
Yep. That's how I roll. Listen, like not everybody vacations the same. I like a little adventure. I like a little edge, and this is my edge. Darth Maul Lockdown.
You're wearing your mom visor,
which now is a Red Bull
then
hat. I don't like to
a
keep it.
flat
I don't like
bill.
to play it safe all the time. Sometimes you want a classic beach read. Sometimes you want to feel like you still got it. Right
First of
now,
all,
I
what's
you know,
told you so. I told you Maul Lockdown
you
was
did,
aces.
and you talked about it so much. I was like, oh my gosh, fine. And I started listening to it, and and this is coming off the heels of we finished the show called Mayor of Kingstown, which is all about prisons and gangs. So it I felt like I was like right back in that world. So it was kind of a good timing where it just kind of kept the prison violence going.
Love it. Gotta love it. Good beach read.
Prison violence on the beach.
We
with
have
the family.
we have some good comments in the chat here. Abel said, okay, I'm just kidding, it's Andrew Bell. I said to say Abel. Okay, I had to drop in and say that I actually have an exclusive Legends beach read, which is the Crispin solo trilogy.
Hang on,
then he follows
Andrew.
it up with, I've yet to read the 3rd book on account of not going to the beach again yet.
Fantastic. But you do live in Alabama.
Somebody
And
get that man to
Alabama
the
does
beach.
Alabama does have beaches. That is where my family often goes to the beach, though it is dirtier than where we prefer to go to the beach. But that's Alabama for you. As dirty as Andrew's mustache.
Oh,
Or Rick's beard.
wow.
His
Red
ranch-covered beard.
I have showered at least once since then,
At
okay?
least
And even
one
shampooed my beard.
All right, so we're gonna kick it to Freddie before the thunderstorms take him out. My first beach read, first
Ooh, that
pick
scared me.
is the Dark Side book, Darth Bane: The Path of Destruction, because I've got this fond memory as a teenager and rediscovering my love for Star Wars books, and I'm like, wow, I didn't know a Star Wars book could be this good. Yeah, I read quite a few when I was younger than that. Mine is Dark Side. Emily's is Dark Side. However, Emily's pick is a book that you love, Freddie, so it's off the board. You can't pick Maul Lockdown. What's your first pick in the Legends Beach Read Vacation Draft 2023?
Let's see. Oh wait, hold on.
GM.
Hold on. That's Dark Rendezvous.
Aha.
Wrong one. Let me see here.
That one is due up soon. That's right.
So this book is one of my favorites. I shouldn't say this book. These form of books, this style. You'll see what I mean. And I think they're perfect vacation books. A lot of the time, when I'm doing this, I am fishing or something, and I don't have time to always just read the book. And if I put it down, I don't like to have to try to remember what was going on. But it's these books here, the Tales books.
Oh,
Tales Cantina, Jabba's Palace. This one is Tales
a
from
good
the
idea.
Empire. Look at that.
Those are good vacation books. I've
Yeah.
read those on some vacations.
And it's,
Yeah.
you know, for those who don't know, there's short stories. For instance, Tales of Mos Eisley Cantina is a story of everybody that you see inside of the cantina. A little clip of their life and, you know, what they were doing before, possibly during the cantina incident,
yeah.
and then shortly after. Really cool.
In Greedo's instance, literally right before the last moments of his life, and then afterward when he gets blended up into a milkshake and drank by Wooher.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So I think these are some of my favorites. I love them. Like I said, they're quick stories. Like, for instance, I saw Timothy Zahn in here.
I think he's in all of them.
I've heard of him, I think.
Stackpole, Miss Chance, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of cool little short stories.
It's a great pick, Freddie.
So this is one of
Yeah.
my first picks here.
That's possibly the most logical and, like, yeah, good pick.
I
Solid
should have
pick.
started with Freddie. My bad, y'all.
It's all good. You did good.
But I
liked
like
your pick.
Mall Lockdown. That's
Yeah, the good news in your instance is you took his pick off the board. You swooped it out from underneath him. He cannot choose Mall Lockdown.
Yeah.
Otherwise, his 3 picks would have been Truce at Bakura, Mall Lockdown, and then Truce at Bakura again.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Rick, you're up. What's your first Legends Beach read?
You know, I made some notes, but I keep on coming up with better ideas. So I was going to say some Star Trek book just to make a joke. But yeah, if I wasn't going to go with that, I reached in the first one or all of them?
Just you went last, so you get to do 2.
Okay.
Oh, we're doing okay.
So my first one then would be a nice high action book. So like an X-Wing book. What's another good action one?
X-Wing. I think X-Wing books are a good pick
Yeah,
because
it's
they're kind of pulpy.
those
got
are
some
my
romance.
picks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are my
okay.
picks, and I have reasons. I'm gonna just
Okay.
We're
yeah.
Rick. We can
I'll
share
let
this
you-
one. We can share this
I'll
one.
let you. Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
Elaborate.
But
Am I?
the reason why it's Top Gun, Baywatch,
Ooh.
beach volleyball,
Oh, sure.
right on the beach.
Yeah,
You're
gotcha.
right.
All right, hey, let's practice our Top Gun high five. Ready? Oops, other way. All right, shirtless.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh dear.
I want to do it.
That was wrong.
Now we have to turn off. This show is for children.
I don't think I got above the halfway point.
The navel. Okay.
Move along. Move along.
My second book, and it's almost like it's almost a joke at this point. I feel because we talked about it, I think maybe just last week, and then we talked about it in our A New Hope special. But the Star Wars Galactic Phrase Book and Travel Guide.
We need like a drinking game.
Come
where
on.
You have to
Come
ring a bell or
on.
something every time we mention this.
I
Who
love
doesn't
all
wanna
the
be on the
Post-its
beach?
sticking up out of the pages.
That's what I'm
Never
saying.
heard of this book.
It's
very
referenced. And like, who doesn't want to be sitting there on the beach learning how to speak Huttese? Like, come on.
That is pretty
What
cool.
else do you do?
Okay.
What else do you do? So,
Hey,
I
Rick.
see it.
uh huh.
I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Come
Don't
to
say
the
it.
one. Come
Oh,
to
no.
the one.
No.
Come on, Rick. Come on, Rick. Question for you. Tijuana.
I knew it. I knew it. Dewatawanga.
Mikey.
I don't think McClunky is going
I'll
to be
take-
in there, but you never
I'll take
know.
that as a yes. He wants the Wanga. Hey, great comment here in the chat from Isgul. My beach read would be Heir to the Empire because it is the next big book on my reading list, physical copy if possible.
Good one.
Now, I think that is good. Like, hey, just take whatever book you're going to read next, take it to the beach. Now, however, take it to the beach carefully because the beach has a lot of hazards for books, depending on how collectible your copy. Number 1, sand. You
It's
know,
coarse. It's
right.
everywhere.
it's irritating. Absolutely. There it is.
This is the sand copy right here.
Freddie's got a sand copy of the preferred copy by the sand people. that
Not-
they can
not these two,
put
though.
over their heads and go,
Oh my gosh.
These don't go to the beach.
What about your Christmas ornament? Does that go to the beach?
In my pocket the whole time.
see, that's why you got to do what I did, is take somebody else's book to the beach. I imagine Donovan got the book back, and I handed it to him, and then just sand fell out onto his desk.
Oh, you know, it'd be
man.
a
Full
great
of
beach
sand.
read for me. The bug books. Doesn't matter what happens to
Oh.
them. It goes straight to
Yeah.
the donate
Books.
pile when you're done.
Throw them in the
Oh.
ocean while you're at it. You can just throw them in the ocean. Actually, there's some really good stuff that happens in that series. Though the series overall, I would say, is among the worst, in my opinion, in all of Legends. There's some really cool stuff. The Leia and Samba Sabatine stuff
yeah.
is fantastic.
We're talking Dark Nest?
Yeah,
Okay.
the bug books.
Just making sure.
Emily, is that your second pick? You putting the bug books on there?
No. For my second pick, I'm going something a little more traditional. I think it's already been mentioned, but Paradise Snare. But this
yeah.
one, I would not want to listen to because there's a lot of awkward content I would prefer to skim visually. You don't want to hear it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So you're saying skim visually. Does that mean you want to see it?
No, it means I want to see the words, choose to omit some,
I'm just joking.
and then keep going.
Yeah.
I
Makes
have the
sense.
AC Crispin
Unfortunately-
trilogy, like the Barnes & Noble version where it's like all three of them in the same one. So I probably wouldn't
that's
take
really
that
nice.
one to the beach, but I'd probably get an individual copy and take a physical copy.
Yeah. Don't
Yep.
take that big one to the beach. Then, you got to put it in your beach bag
Yeah.
and lug it back and forth to the
Do you have
the condo or wherever you're
beach bag?
staying.
Well, we'll get to this in a second, but I don't even think I want to go to the beach, period, but even read at the beach. So we'll talk about that in a second. But
Yeah, Darth Maul Lockdown is like
hypothetically-
mountain adventure vacation. Like you're mountain biking, you're like doing something active and crazy.
Yeah.
Like that's what you want. Paradise Snare is like you're chilling at the beach. Yeah.
Your hat definitely says you want to be a mountain bike adventure kind of person.
I feel like I'm taking on this
For
whole other
sure.
persona and I'm not disliking it.
Yeah, it's time to get a tattoo, Emily.
I think you're right.
It's time to ink it up.
or what's this persona called? Just call you
I think I just
M?
pulled something.
M.
Are you? I don't
Yeah,
know.
maybe.
Give me-
I don't know. I've had a lot of nicknames in my life.
We're just gonna
She's
go
just a
by
dayback.
your last name.
That's right.
Yeah, I've been a last namer historically. My maiden name was Hoskins, and so people would call me Hoskins all the time. And then Daybeck, it's not
Yeah.
Really?
dissimilar.
Cool.
Yeah.
So
What
they were
was
like,
your,
"Hey, yo,
uh,
Hoskins!" You turn around with your newsy hat and your mustache and your bow tie.
I had a lot of I lived a lot of lives. So
And now you're living the mom
and now I'm
life.
living that mom life with the Red Bull hat. Got an edge. Keep them guessing. Never let them know your next move.
All right.
I love it.
Speaking of keeping me guessing, I've lost track of whose turn it
I
is.
know. I think it's
So-
Freddy's.
Rick,
Yeah,
have
sure.
you done? Freddie said two. He did.
All right, then
X-Wing,
Jared,
and
it's
he
your
did-
turn.
Nah, I'll take it. All right. My next pick is one that I have also already read on the beach, and I would do it again. 10 out of 10 would do it again. In fact, I read this book on Freddie's beach, his ex-beach, where he used to live. This book is. I've even got.
Watch
I've
your
even
mouth.
I've got some video footage of me reading this on the beach because I'm a podcaster and I make videos everywhere I go. Ruins of Dantooine. Ruins of Dantooine is an ideal beach read because it's dumb.
Real dumb.
The book is kind of like, what is even happening here? I can't believe this is even a book.
It's mostly like descriptions of creatures.
Yeah, it's a lot of creatures, and you find a lot of creatures on the beaches.
yeah.
You've got seagulls, and this what are the ones that sting you and you got to pee on them?
It's very much the pico
Stingrays.
pico.
Yeah.
Jellyfish.
Pico.
You
I
got
don't know.
jellyfish. You got that really tan guy. He's
Really
also
Dire
Also a
cats,
creature.
He's definitely a
Acklays.
Florida resident.
Oh yeah, now Freddy's naming Star Wars Galaxy's creatures. Also, another perk with Ruins of Dantooine. Another perk. It's short. It is a short book. Another perk. The cover's so bad it can't be made worse by
a beach?
having gotten weathered on the beach if you bring your physical copy.
Yes, just to remember this. If anyone needs advice in life, just remember, look, Ruins of Dantooine hit rock bottom. It can only be better from here. Just like your life.
Dude, come on.
I feel like Splinter was
I don't know.
a bit below.
It can go up. It can only
I
go
actually
up.
thought Ruins of Dantooine was pretty good.
was.
It was enjoyable.
Yeah, it wasn't the worst,
No.
but I'm here for Freddie's sermons. We should give him the mic, man.
Speaking of giving the mic, who's up next? Rick, have you had two picks yet?
I've had 2 picks, yep.
All right, Emily, final round. Lead us off.
Yes.
But first, the Friendly Gamer, great chat in the great comment in the chat. I tried to read Light of the Jedi on vacation. It sat in my suitcase while I went to the beach. LOL.
Yep. That sounds about right.
That's how it usually goes,
I'm a-
right?
Yep.
I'm obsessive when I go. I always pack 5 physical books, and then I have 10 or 12 downloaded on my devices, and
You're a little pack
then
rat.
a bunch of
Literature
yeah.
pack rat.
I get nervous about like what kind of reading mood I'll be in.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%.
Yeah. All right. Emily, you're up.
All right, so I'm finishing up with just a classic read. It does not really matter in the grand scheme of things. It changes nothing with the plot. You will miss nothing if you fall asleep and lose your place countless times. But it's still a pleasant, uplifting, enjoyable read, and that is Courtship of Princess Leia. I mean, I've spoken about this book constantly. I have a physical copy. It's one of the few books that I actually own, and it's just a classic. I mean, you need a little romance action. So I've got something that's a little bit more aggressive, something that's beachy, and then there's Courtship, which is more steamy. So there's something for everybody.
And then there's Crispin, which is Hut's self-replicating,
Yeah,
which is nice.
I don't really know where to put that one.
Little raves, raves in the.
I particularly like the Hut wrestling. That's a
Oh,
great
yeah.
scene.
Oh, man.
Oh yeah.
And then one of
Yeah.
them gets squished. That's a great,
That's sad.
great moment
So good.
for sure. Speaking of squished, Rick, it's your turn.
All right. Well, I don't understand that segue, but I'm just going to take it as a compliment.
There's no rhyme or reason, much
Squished
like
the
Ruins of
ranch bottle
Dantooine.
in your
It's just
face last week.
ah,
Wow.
it's very true.
Wow. I committed to the bit
You
for
really
you.
did.
And you're just going to make fun of me
Don't
for
you
it.
blame
It's
this on
fine.
us.
It's fine.
Iconic.
If you don't know what we're
Um,
talking about, we'll have to post the clip on Twitter. We tried to the other day, and it said, "Are you sure you want to do this?"
Terrible idea.
It said it was too long. It said the clip was too
Oh,
long.
my
Oh,
gosh.
yeah.
I couldn't
It
figure
was.
out a
It was
workaround.
too long. I have like sweat in my eyes. That's why I'm like, my eyes going crazy. Okay. So, like Kenobi. Let's go with Kenobi.
Ooh. That's a
There's lots of
great
sand. Lots of sand.
It's
So
everywhere.
let's read Kenobi. Yep. And I'll say one more thing. And this is probably the most realistic answer for me because I'm not really big on rereading too much. I could. For some of these are great, of course, but honestly, what I'm taking to the beach or vacation is the next book on my to-be-read list. So whatever's coming up, that's what I'm bringing with me.
Yeah.
And then it becomes your beach read. All right. I was hoping somebody would say Kenobi because we have to have this conversation. This is like one of the main reasons for doing this entire show.
Oh, good.
The funny thing about Kenobi is this, Rick.
No water?
When we introduced John Jackson Miller, when we interviewed John Jackson Miller,
Oh, yeah.
he said he wrote this from the winter in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So
Whoa.
he actually wrote the book
Yeah, that's right.
in the snow, thinking about being hot. Therefore, that leads me to my next pick. I think an ideal Legends Beach read is not a hot, sandy book, but the opposite. You
Okay.
want a book
A moist?
set in the snowy climate,
Okay.
such as a book that might, for example, chronicle the
I-
Battle of Hoth. There's a lot of good,
Or-
Hoth-centric
or-
books. Or my pick, third pick tonight is Red Harvest.
Wherever you're.
Okay.
Red Harvest
Good one.
Okay.
is set
Solid.
in the snow.
Jared.
That's right. And it's also very dark
Hold
and
on.
bloody. And when it comes to horror, for me, I don't like horror.
Yeah.
I only ever watch horror during the day with the lights on, windows open so nobody's going to sneak up on me. All right? So at the beach, it's bright, happy, you're safe. You're very safe when you read your horror. All right. What's your objection, Rick? What's your concern here?
It's a good one, by the way.
I think that I don't remember. I think it was something about the snow being artificial or something. So, yep. Yep. That's all I got.
Rick's. All right. Who's up next?
Freddie, did you give all three?
Yeah, Freddie and Emily both have one left.
I talked
I'm
about
done.
all three already.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, we did all three. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I've got Truce
Ah.
of Bakura. It's always with me when I go on vacation. I've got a tattered copy in two. Well, I've got copies in all of my bags, so I never forget it.
You do not.
I love
I
that.
do.
No,
I
he
have-
does. He keeps. I've seen it. He keeps backup copies in his different bags.
Because
Dude,
when
I
I'm
love that.
traveling, which happens often, I travel for work. For instance, I'm going to be 45 minutes north of Rick. I think somewhere maybe I don't know yet. We're not meeting yet. A lot of things work out. We'll work it out. that's probably going to be some Patreon content or summer content. We'll see. But Truce at Bakura always comes with me. I'm often out in the middle of nowhere. I've got nothing to do. What else to do but dive into a book in an unknown city? A book that you know really well. Like it's like your neighbor, your best friend. You know everything that's coming, and then you look around. You're like, I don't know where I'm at right now, but I know this book.
Dude, Freddie, I feel like you could write like a devotional around Truce of Bakura because you're so
I'm in
like
touch with
intimately
Kathy right now.
acquainted.
Okay, so
I was gonna say.
Kathy, first name basis. Yeah.
Yeah.
She actually calls him by his real name, Fernando.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So as we close it out, we've talked about what is your book, what's your reasoning. We've got everything from like adventure books to rereads to something that's hot and sandy, something that is romantic and kind of
Is that a 90s
pulpy.
song? Man.
Sure. But we've also not yet quite got to talk about what is your vacation spot? Where do you like to go? What's your like go-to? This is my ideal setting for reading. I've got a couple. You know, I like back before I had kids, going to the beach was great for that. I like to having the sound of the waves in the background to drown out any other background noise. Really puts me in a reading mood. Now I've got kids and it's terrible. So the beach is not the kids. The kids are great. It's tough to go to the beach.
It's harder to go to the beach with kids, so it's terrible.
Yeah. So, where do you guys like to go? What's your ideal reading scenario? There's a cabin in Maine that we like to go to whenever we can. Back when we lived up north, I like the smell of the pine trees and the beautiful fresh air. I'd kick back in those Adirondack chairs, and that's where I read Yoda Dark Rendezvous for the first time, for example.
That sounds great.
I think we could pick a couple of places, right? Because there's definitely a few places that I take my books to. Rick, go ahead. I don't know what you have. I'm trying to.
Yeah. So, two places come to mind. Kind of opposite. You know, we talked about temperature before the show. I'd rather be cold than hot. And so another reason I don't like the beach personally is like I'm always hot, and I don't want to go get in the water because then I'll be wet, and I don't like that. Hey, thanks,
and you're
buddy.
sticky because you're all salty and sandy and sticky
and ranchy, and it all
Sunscreen
goes
everywhere.
together.
It's the worst.
Anyway, so I would rather go somewhere cold. It doesn't have to have snow. Snow's great. I'm cool with snow, but like. Cabin in the woods sounds epic. Let's get a hammock. Just swing in between the trees.
You could read
I'm ready to
Cabin in
go.
the Woods in a cabin in the woods.
There you go. That's right.
How do you get out of a hammock, though, Rick?
You don't.
I don't.
It
don't
just
know
takes
if I
you
could
Let
home.
gravity do
Becomes
its thing.
you
Just
and
roll
you
over.
become the hammock.
I have done that many times. We used to have a hammock with a mosquito net, and I accidentally flipped the hammock and got stuck on the mosquito net, and then it ripped slowly, and I fell to the ground. My wife
I'm
watched
just
the whole
picturing
thing. Yeah,
Chewbacca up in the net on
I
indoor.
can see Rick just falling out of this hammock like hot cheddar, just slowly.
I've never actually gotten in a hammock. Never have done
You've
it.
never gotten in a hammock?
I'm a hard chair type of guy.
Adirondack
You've
chair.
never been in a hammock, so how would you know?
I've looked at them and I've said,
It's a balancing act, but it's not that bad. You just gotta look. I'm a big guy, okay? If I can shift my weight the right way and get in and out of a hammock with medium success, you absolutely can do it. You fit, strapping young man.
Are missing out. Let's get a Patreon goal to get Jared in a hammock. My gosh.
Yeah.
Well, when he come visit, I will force him into a hammock.
Please
one way or
do.
another.
yeah, and then you're gonna wrap me up in it like a cocoon, and I'm gonna come out a dragonfly. Or what are the ones that come out? Butterflies.
Emily,
Butterfly.
what about your vacations?
Well, ironically, I was like, you know what? Truly, I feel like getting those little bits of respite in the everyday is like where life is right now. Like, it's just finding the vacation in your day to day. And so my favorite spot, and this is kind of like a weird answer, so and you guys can say this doesn't count, but is my hammock on the front porch. Because it's like, it's shaded. Usually I can read when the kids are down for a nap and I'm home. I'm comfortable. If it gets hot, I can just go inside. But I just sit there. Like, I think I posted the video of or a picture of me reading and in my hammock because that's my favorite place. So
Nice.
that's my answer.
I love that. That's a great answer.
Emily, We should, whenever we get together as Legends
Hammocks,
Look Back,
man.
we'll bring our hammocks, and I'll bring my portable fan that's battery powered.
Yes.
So whenever I get too hot, I can just have a fan.
Wait, we're getting together to just read
Hammocks
Legends books?
look
Wouldn't
back.
that be
Sure,
amazing?
why not?
We're
We'll
all
just string
gonna
up
we're all
our
gonna get in our
hammocks.
hammocks. Yeah.
Seriously,
Everyone
I have
gets
a
a
back.
hammock.
Yeah, this is like the youth minister in me, but I have a backpack filled with like 10 hammocks and straps, so I'm ready to go. I got you loaded.
really
Carry
Okay.
outfitter.
You got
And then you
carabiners?
know what?
Oh, yeah.
We'll all be facing our heads towards each other, right? And then we'll have mirrors, so I can look back at Emily.
I was gonna
She's
say
talking.
it'll be like in the Brady Bunch where they're all just like looking at each other, and we're just looking at each other and reading Legends
That's
books.
what our podcast is already. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly, Emily. That's exactly what we're doing right now.
Hammocks look
Okay.
back.
Freddie, you're up. Last pick of the night. Where do you go to vacate? You're a world traveler.
Yeah.
Where have you not been, Freddie?
There's a lot of places I haven't been to yet. I haven't been to a lot of South America, actually. That's a big spot. But yeah, my spots are. I've got a few. They're kind of spots where I read when I'm able to sit down. There's only a few spots. One is fishing, deep sea fishing. I love it. I love it so much. You just sit in the boat. Your phone's dead. Can't do anything. Just hang out with some folks. Have a few brewskis. Eat some food, some snacks. Go hop in the somewhere to sit down. Crack open a book while you're just watching the waves go by. It's great. Love that. Another one, in airports. I love to just put my headphones on, not listen to any music, just maybe white noise, and then just open a book. Something to just drown everything out. So like airports, I do that a lot. But
You ever get the rocking chairs by the windows?
yeah. Love them. Those are really cool. What is that? I think that's like Charlotte, North Carolina. I think that
I
has,
thought it was in a bunch of them. So apparently, I don't know.
that one has some nice rocking chairs. But another place I go to often is the beach. I lived pretty close. I would just go over there in my hammock. That's right. Hammocks
The
look
hammock
back.
is very
Hey.
important.
Yeah,
right.
and just it's the perfect, and it has to be a physical copy, so I can block the sun out. And then keep moving through the day with it.
With the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I brought my iPad one time. It did not
No,
have
too hot.
like the. Well, it's hot. Yes, it does get it very hot. Almost as hot as Sweaty Rick down here, but it's also tough for the eyes. The glare.
Which is also a Patreon exclusive.
Well, so and then all right, so I have
not.
a Kindle
It's not.
Paperwhite, which I do really like, and
Me too. that's
It's
right.
so lightweight. I can stick it in any bag. Like there's always a place
Yeah.
for it. I don't even have a case on it. I just kind of like to live wild. But yeah, it's amazing because you have as many books as you want. If you get bored, you just switch out to a different one. It's glare free. You can read it like the same brightness in the middle of the day and in the middle of the night, and it's neither too light nor too dark. So
Yep.
I'm a
Get
huge
one of
fan.
those.
Yeah,
That's
I have
cool.
a Paperwhite as well. I don't know if yours is like mine, but the waterproof one. So if I
Oh,
went to
I
the
don't know.
beach, I didn't have to worry about it.
I'm sure it's not because I
I
got like
ruined
an
my
Amazon
wife's-
warehouse deal on like a really old one, and so I paid like 40
Okay.
bucks for it. So I'm like,
Nice.
it doesn't really matter if it gets messed up. So
I bought
I
a
do-
bought a Paperwhite and told my wife, yeah, that's probably the last Kindle I'll ever need because they're just so good. And then the next year it was like, now it's waterproof. I'm like, I lied.
yeah,
Yeah, upgrading.
Yeah.
Upgrading. I ruined my wife's phone a few years ago. We went to the beach. She had her beach down in the beach bag, and I threw a water bottle in there. Lid wasn't on real good. Ruined the phone. I was like, "Well, hey, good news. You're on vacation. You don't need to be on your phone anyway." She was furious, absolutely furious. So, hey, some great comments here in the chat before we close it out for tonight. From the friendly gamer, I've been going to Lake Erie since I was young, which reminds me, I posed the question on Twitter and Discord earlier today. Hey, what do you do for beach reads? And the Discord responded so incredibly wholesome, like not in the way that the internet typically, responds. They just sent pictures of beaches.
I
They were
love
like,
it.
"Hey, I walked to the beach this morning."
Uh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So which one?
Speaking of
which one is this, Rick? Is it labeled?
I'm not sure.
This particular image, I've got it around here somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
This is Lake Erie.
that's Lake Erie. Yeah, we've been going to
No,
Lake
no.
Erie's.
No.
The other one is Lake Erie.
Yes.
Yes.
This
it's
is
just,
from
it's water.
Stonesgard.
I
Okay,
gotta
so that's
say,
Vermont.
lake beaches, different category for me. Saltwater beaches are
Yeah.
awful. Lake beaches, I could get
Oh.
behind.
I'm the other way around.
Really?
This is Lake Erie.
Yeah. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's
From
pretty
the
huge.
director of Jedi Knowledge through that one.
That's
in.
right.
Yeah. Love it. Love it. So thank you to the internet for being wholesome for once ever. Yeah,
Yep,
that was
yep.
great. Loved it. Also from Aaron. Aaron said, for me, the best beach reads are fun, fast-moving stories that aren't really important to the saga. Scoundrels, Shadow Games, Han Solo at Star's End, and Starfighters of Adamar are
wow.
great options. Absolutely agree 100%
Yeah.
with
Totally.
with those picks.
Shadow Game Scoundrels.
Absolutely.
Yeah. all
Scoundrels,
great.
I almost
and
put
then-
Scoundrels on there. It's like if you want like a heist.
Yeah, the heist. Yeah, that is a good one.
Yeah, it wasn't my
Absolutely.
favorite, which
And
is
then
why I
Isgul.
didn't make it, but it was a good option.
Isgul says the family cabin by the ocean. That's a great
Ah,
place.
yeah.
It sounds like it. I would love to invite any one of these days.
Yep.
I really just want to
We'll
see
have a
what the
Legends Look Back
percentage
con.
of people who have a hammock in their vacation is.
Yeah.
Apparently, huge common thread.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
not me. Never done it. Never have.
Until you
Also-
do it, and then you'll be hooked for life.
Yeah, because I'll never get out of it. I'll be hooked in that hammock for the rest of my life. Never getting out of it. And then the friendly gamer says, I was able to read on a plane, but not for long, LOL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this has been a lot of fun. Let us know what books you're bringing on vacation. You get on the plane, get in the hammock, going to the beach, climbing the mountains, whatever the case may be. Show
would
us
sound
your
good.
yeah. If you're reading a Legends book on a surfboard, you've especially got to show us a picture of that before you drown, because that sounds dangerous. And this has been a lot of fun. And happy summer to everybody. That does it for this week. Thank you for joining us for Legends Look Back. Thanks to our incredible patrons for your support. We love making the show. We're glad you're along for the ride. A special thank you to our new patron this week, Michael Fry, on the Alliance High Command, along with the Jedi High Council. They're up there, you know. Michael Fry, Brian Julie, Earl Q, Carl Sander, and Zach W. on the Jedi High Council, James T., Ashley Ingalls, Chris Carrizo as well on our Alliance High Command for their amazing support. Remember to sub to the channel and leave us a review in your podcasting platform of choice. It helps us out a little bit. Just that little pound on the back, the like on this episode on YouTube, those sorts of things. Boost the algorithm. You got to feed the robots, y'all. Feed the robots. Once your thoughts are read on the show, our contact information can be found in the description below. We're on Twitter as well at Legends Look Back. Remember, everybody, to keep the YOUTINI fan code and be a force for positivity in the fandom. May the force be with you.
This is a YOUTINI broadcast.